Ladies and gentlemen, all of you listening right now, all of you are lovers of the secrets of heaven. What will be revealed today is the greatest stored secret given in the world of the Kabbalah, and very few Kabbalists have revealed this secret. Today, we will reveal it. You have to know that there's an astral system above our astral system. That system above our astral system that astrologers and astronomers do not know, we, the Kabbalah teachers, do know this astral system. It is called the Teli. It has a group of stars above our Milky Way that its shape, with a little imagination, has the shape of a dragon. You can see the dragon on the screen. Well, this is the astral system called the Teli. It is the rudder of our celestial helm. The negative forces that have stolen our astral system and that have created our karma do not have access to the Teli. This means that if we go up from a step above the known astral system, which is formed by our planets, and we know in the Kabbalah that our planets are Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, the Moon, and of course Earth. If we go up above the astral system, if we go above our zodiac, we access the helm of helms, the steering wheel of steering wheels, and we take control of that cosmic computer that God has given us for our plenitude, which plenitude brings fullness, and our perfection of life. He or she who accesses the Teli is invulnerable to the negative forces, and we take back control of our lives. Our astral system hangs from the Teli. That's why the word Teli comes from the Hebrew word talal. That means to hang, hanging or hang. That is the springboard to escape the karma. And what I want to teach you is to take control of the Teli. Once you have taken control over the Teli, you will have control over the astral system, and therefore karma disappears. And there comes an infinite abundance in all the aspects of your life, giving us total fulfillment or total fullness. That is the great secret that I have discovered after 32 years of studying the Kabbalah. I'm going to tell you another secret. This is my Ketoret. I'm going to tell you how a Ketoret is written. First, a cutter is used to make grooved lines that are put on parchment paper. And then the letters are not written on the lines, on these grooves, but are hung on the grooves, on the grooved lines. Well, the letters that are hung from this groove represents the astral system hanging from the Teli. The grooves represent the Teli. That's why the reading of the Ketoret puts us above any evil. That's why when we read a Sefer Torah, the scrolls containing the Torah, we see that there are some lines and grooves marked with, of course, the cutter, which generates a small groove marked inside the parchment, and the letters hang from there. That's why when we read the Sefer Torah, we're linking to the Teli, and that's an intention that people do not know. Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, we read the Sefer Torah. That is to say, we connect to the astral system connected to the Teli. In the dark Kabbalistic language that nobody understands, there is talk about God's beard. Of course, God has no form, nor a human body. It is a consciousness of a pure state, but the metaphor of the beard is very interesting because the hair hangs from the skin just as the stars hang from the dragon. That's why religious men leave their beards, making reference to the connection with the astral system hanging from the Teli. That's a major secret never revealed. I say again, this secret has never been revealed. Now, there is a question. I need a door of entry that will allow me to enter the Teli. The Teli can be visualized in the form of a super cube. You can see that there are two cubes, one inside the other. The outer cube is the Teli, and the inner cube is our astrological system, to include the zodiac and the planets. And as we said earlier, the planets are Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, the Moon, and at the end is the Earth. That would be what's in the interior cube. The exterior cube, that is the Teli. Have you seen that there are vertical lines that join the two cubes? If we knew how to activate these connectors, they are depicted here as lines that connect the two cubes together. And these are the pinkish lines on the slide. These connectors allow us to make us jump out of the inside cube over to the outside cube. If we all learn how to do this, it's all over. The worldwide karma will be eliminated. The pains of this earth will end. So there are two great jobs in the workshop of practical meditation that we need to do. One is how we are going to use our semen as a weapon of happiness in a manner that is clean and pure. And two, how are we going to activate these connectors that go beyond or transcend the inner cube to get us to the outer cube? In the Teli, there is no karma. In the actual astrological system, there is karma. In this actual astrological system, which is the system that we are currently in, there is pain, there is suffering, there is disease, there is all kinds of wars, and there is hunger. Connecting with the Teli, there is none of that. There is abundance in all aspects. This is the total fullness, which is to make this world a Garden of Eden. We now leave theory and go into the practical. Do you know what this is? One, it's a piece of lead, and the other is a piece of gold. Have some of you heard about the alchemy of turning lead into gold? The alchemist knew how to turn lead into gold. But do you think that they brought a piece of lead and do whatever they did and the lead turned into gold? No, that's not how it is. What happens is that you can have a life of mediocrity, and this is called lead, or a life of fullness, which is called gold. The conversion of lead into gold only depends on the sexual sublimation on Shabbat. That is to say that it depends on how you use your conjugal relationship on Shabbat. On Friday night, early Saturday at 3 o'clock in the morning, to be precise, the meditations that I will teach you today are done during the moment of sexual paroxysm. This would generate an emotion that will bring a plenitude or fullness called gold, and you're going to get out of the mediocrity called lead. Then the meditations for transforming gold into lead. As you can see, the tetragrammaton, Yud Ke Vav Ke, above, and then it's Shaddai, Shin Dalet Yud. This unites two worlds, one called Tiferet and the other called Yesod. By joining these two worlds, you bring an energy that converts lead into gold. That is to say, a mediocre life into an excellent life. And that is done at the moment of the conjugal relationship, in the paroxysm of the relationship on Friday night or Saturday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. The meditation that we are going to do, as you can see there, is a series of letters which you braid them together. We talked about the two names, and that would produce Yud, Shin, He, Dalet, Vav, Yud, He. The series of letters are lit as if they were burning candles. This opens the portals in the spiritual world of the Teli. It is a key that opens the portal. It is the first key. I'll give you a few keys, and we already stopped the theory section of this lecture. We now pass to the practical portion of the lecture. For those of you that have not meditated before, if you want to stop this video here and look at my YouTube channel and look for the how to meditate, It would be beneficial, but if not, we'll still walk you through it. So parallel feet on the ground, hands up in the position of the beggar on the knees, so as to receive energy in the palms of the hands. We close our eyes and we see ourselves inside of Star of David, which is the color of gold. And we also see a second Star of David in front of us, where it acts as a screen, as a television screen, where the letters will appear. We see the letters start to appear. The first letter is called the Yud. We light it with the flame as if it was a candle. We see the second letter, which is the Shin. We light that as it was a candle. The third letter is the Hey. We ignite it as it was a candle. Then the Dalet we ignite as a candle. The Vav we light as it were a candle. The Yud we ignite as it was a candle. And then the Hey we ignite just like a candle. Remember that we see ourselves inside the Star of David, color of gold, and in front of us it appears the Star of David that acts as a television screen, and the letters appear in white, and the background is in gold. All these letters are ignited, and then we unite all these lights into one single light that comes out of the peak of the Star of David that acts as a screen and is attracted to the Star of David that we are located in, that we're in the center. The light enters our skull, illuminates the brain, goes down to the heart, and illuminates the heart. Then it moves to the liver and illuminates the liver. It raises back to the heart, and then it goes back up to the brain, illuminates the brain, and goes down to the heart, raises to the brain, lowers to the heart like a piston, and then it's going to go back and forth between the heart brain. We expel this light through the skull, through the top of our skulls, and we expel a cloud of energy. And the cloud is formed above us, and that transforms into flakes of light, as if it were flakes of snow that were falling down, which magnetizes our aura. This is the key to opening the vortex of the Teli. In the conjugal relationship, at the time, you can visualize the desire that you want for your life, and the Teli sends the necessary energy that is going to transform into the energy package, that when the energy package is opened, as if it were an accordion, is transformed in the events that you are wishing. Think, each one of you listening, in the desires that you want from now on. Now think of the word Ararita, so that it materializes. Ararita. Now, breathe 3 times deeply and open your eyes. Now let's do the meditation with the key that illuminates the connectors that unite the 2 cubes. So, the name Akatriel, this name is a combination of the name of Ariel and Keter put together. Keter means crown, and Ariel is the name of the angel that is symbolized by the patriarch Jacob, who is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Then Akatriel is one letter of each word. The Aleph is from Ariel, and the Kaf is from Keter. We are braiding both names, one letter with the other. Again, we are going to activate our connectors that connect us from the astrological world of karma to the Teli, so that we can transcend the astrological world of karma. This is called the connection key with the Teli, which is Akatriel. This is a novel. Never ever has this been spread or revealed for this need. Once again, feet on the floor, palms facing up. We breathe 3 times deeply. He who doesn't know the letters can scan the letters with your eyes and then close your eyes. We see ourselves inside the Star of David, color of gold. In front, there's another Star of David, color of gold. We call the letters and we light them one by one. We call the letter Aleph and we illuminate it. The second letter is the Kaf and we illuminate it. These letters are coming from right to left, remember? The letter Tav is next. We illuminate it. We illuminate the Resh, which is next. The letter Yud, we illuminate. And the letter Aleph, we illuminate. And then the Lamed is next, we illuminate. We unite all these flames into one central flame of light that comes out of the peak of the top of the Star of David that acts as a screen and is then attracted by the Star of David where we're situated in. And this light is going down from the top peak of our Star of David. It's entering our skull. It illuminates the skull and the brain. It goes down to the heart. It illuminates the heart. And then it goes down to the liver and illuminates the liver. It goes back to the heart. It illuminates the heart. Up to the brain. Illuminates the brain. Down to the heart. Down to the up to the brain. Heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain. Then it comes out of the skull, generating a cloud of light, which is transformed into flakes of light coming down. Snowflakes coming down as snowflakes and brightening our aura. Now we see how we escape all of our karma, that in reality it's been a deception. We did not deserve this karma. They have tricked us, they have made us trip, and they have accused us. We're going to restore the justice, because any suffering that we humans suffer, it has been unjust. And now we see how everything that was written against us, we dilute like salt in water. And now we see how packets of energy are coming down with the energy of blessings in all aspects of our life, whether it's health, whether it's economic, whether it's love, whether it's family, whether it's finding a soulmate. Discord and conflicts end. Hunger ends. All lack in our lives ends. There is no more need for our shortcomings because the reasons are gone. I will now blow the shofar to seal the fractures and the negative karma that these forces have caused in our lives. I can assure you that nothing or no one can do harm to your lives now. This is what we call the redemption of the world. Now we are going to visualize ourselves in a circle, and we are going to put the earth in the middle of the circle, and we are going to project this light to the 7 billion inhabitants of the earth who do not have the privilege of being here and doing this meditation. We see how from between our eyes comes a ray of light, which is the color of violet. It's violet in color. And this ray of light that's coming out from between our eyes. It illuminates the earth, forming a second skin of light around the earth. This skin is made from the Teli, and with this light wrapped around the earth, the negative forces only have one way out, and that is to go to the underworld, never to return. This is how destiny is changed. Now, Metatron and Sandalphon and Mashiach come down, and I leave you in conversation with these great spiritual beings. We breathe 3 times very deeply, in through our nose, out through our mouths. And then we open our eyes. There is another key that the Kabbalists usually do not share with anyone. This code kills every demonic entity, and it's called Ra-hash Tam-If. Tam-If, which means serpent, has the same numerology as Peten, which equals to 530, which means snake. Ra-hash is the code to destroy the snake. It destroys the serpent of the Garden of Eden. That is to say, all these negative entities. Ra-hash is a code of a force that you cannot even imagine. Ra-hash Tam-If. We will now meditate on Ra-hash Tam-If. So again, let's see ourselves in a Star of David, color of gold. We breathe 3 times deeply. We see ourselves in a Star of David. Opposite there is another Star of David, color of gold, where the letters will appear. Resh, we illuminate it. Het, we illuminate it. Shin, we illuminate. Tav, we illuminate. Mem, we illuminate. Yud, we illuminate. Peh, we illuminate. We now have Ra-hash Tam-If, the code that literally destroys those negative entities that we have brought over from the Garden of Eden. Fear was created to scare them, not for them to scare us. Chaos was created for us to cause chaos for the serpent, not them causing chaos for us. We are no longer going to play their game. Now we join the flames of each letter in a single central flame that comes out of the peak of the Star of David. It's attracted by the Star of David that we're in, and it comes down from the superior top point of the Star of David. The light goes down into our skull and illuminates the brain. It goes down to the heart, it illuminates the heart. It goes down to the liver and it illuminates the liver. It goes up to the heart, then goes up to the brain, then comes down back down to the heart, and it's gonna go back up to the brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, heart, brain, and it comes out the top of our skull, forming a super white cloud of light, and that completely envelops us. Now we visualize us making a chorus, and we put the earth in the middle. A ray of light comes out of our third eye. This light is the color of violet. This ray of light is aimed towards the earth. The ray of light is loaded with the energy of Ra-hash Tam-If. We bombard this violet light all over the earth to destroy all the harmful agents, which include the Nephilim, the Gibborim. It destroys the Amalekim. it destroys the Raphaim, and it destroys the Anakim. We can see how they are completely destroyed. They are finished. We have won the fight. These entities cannot deal with us because we are filled with the energies of the Teli. It is an antiseptic that we are sending to clean completely the mind of all the citizens of the world. And now we are seeing how the citizens of the earth are waking up from a lethargic sleep of evil, imposed curses, and from the karma imposed by these negative energies. This is why we are heroines. And this is why we have come to earth. And this is why we have asked God to bring us close to the forces of evil for this moment. From this meditation, we will have a tender heart instead of having a hard heart. I do it with my students, but for the whole world. This is how we glorify the Holy One, blessed be He. He wants us to be beings of plenitude, abundance, and have a good life. And all the headway that we have done in the last 6,000 years has been for this moment. Now Metatron, Sandalphon, and Mashiach come down to congratulate all of us. I leave you in conversation. Now we breathe 3 times deeply and we open our eyes. I want to tell you a secret about the Kabbalah that is marvelous. I have to teach you how to decompensate the universe. It seems weird what I'm saying, but our emotions and the situations are in an equalized, balanced. Let me try to explain this. You have bad news and you cry. You have good news and you have joy. Decompensating the universe is this: I'm going to laugh or jump for joy without having a good news. How does the universe reward? Does the good news have to come first so that we can have joy? The event normally comes first, then we have the emotion that goes with it. We are action and reaction. Something good happens, we laugh. Something bad happens to us and we cry. If we have pain, we shout. If we have pleasure, we purr like a kitten. Then the story is, let's generate an emotion without the event having arrived, and we force the event to pair with the emotion. In the Kabbalah, there's a story about this that proves it, but the Creator gives it in reverse. There were some spies who Moses sent out to evaluate the promised land. And he said, it's a land that flows with milk and honey. And the spies, when they came back from visiting that land, they spoke badly of the land when God had not yet granted that land, for having cried or making the people mourn by giving them bad news without the event having yet happened. Because of this, there was the destruction of the first temple and the destruction of the second temple, and it generated a great cry in all the generations. On the 9th day of Av, which is in August, it means that if we read it in the reverse, instead of generating a cry without that event having arrived, we generate a joy without having the situation, then we force the situation to pair with the emotion. So right now, I just saw the earth cry for joy because we have seen ourselves well. You've anticipated the excitement, and now it does not leave the universe any other option but to equalize itself to that cry of joy. Moses, before he died, he made an extraordinary blessing. And he said that everyone who studies the secrets of heaven, of the Kabbalah, God relieves the yoke of work that forces one to run after the money needed to survive, so that one may have time to devote to the secrets of heaven. Then everyone who is overwhelmed by his work or because of its lack of economy and that is dedicated to seeing these YouTubes that are free, that would generate a type of emotion that is going to imply that they will not have to be running after the money to survive. And that's a great blessing that Moses gave before he died, and that very few people know.